Hey there, this is Chad Garber, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Logic Pro X to make songs. Now what you're looking at is a recording that I did, and if you look at the third track down, you'll see that I'm actually recording the guitar right there. But to catch you up, what I was doing is I had written this song on acoustic guitar, and I had multiple tracks to it, and I uploaded it to YouTube, and it was, that was that. And so what I wanted to do is add drums, bass, and guitars to that song. Okay, and so I had these, and I still have these 3M headphones. They're wireless, Bluetooth, and they're really amazing actually. They're also noise canceling out. I got it for my drums. Works great. So anyway, I have that, and I have it Bluetooth to my iPhone, and I listened to the song I made on YouTube, and I played drums to it. And what I did after I practiced, playing the drums to it and trying to figure out what I was going to do, I went on Logic Pro, and I had to assign each line from my Behringer XR16 to each track. Now I have microphones on the drums. I have a microphone for the snare drum, the bass drum, one for each tom. It's only 2 toms, and then I have 2 overhead mics. And so I had to assign, and then those mics are plugged in to the lines in the Behringer XR16. And so when I opened up Logic Pro, I had to assign each of those lines to each track that I wanted to record on the drums. And so you'll see it's a bass drum, snare drum, and all that stuff. So then I just played to my song. I played the drums and recorded each session. I kind of recorded a lot of takes. And I hit T to pull up this other menu. It used to be Escape, but now they make it T. So you hit T to pull up this other menu. And then I selected the fade tool and dragged it over to where the other tracks were. One thing you'll see me do a lot is I'll save the whole project. I just do that because I don't want to lose any of the changes I made. What I'm doing there is I'm just cutting out the very beginning of that track because there's some extra noise, and so I was just clipping that out of there. Yeah, and so then what I'm doing is I'm normalizing that track, and I would recommend doing that. You got to do each track after you record it. You want to go down to there and you hit normalize so it makes it loud enough. And so I'm using a Boss Katana 100 for my amplifier. I have that going out the output of that amplifier into a line in the Behringer XR16, and then I have the track assigned to that specific line. I was using the headphones out on the Katana. Okay, so what you see me doing there is I ended up not liking that echo track, and so I deleted that guitar track, and then I made another. I kind of changed the name of the track because I wanted to make a rhythm guitar. And so I changed it, and then I'm going to re-record that track as well. Also, I don't know if you can see this, but I also, when I imported the other song in, I actually imported it and then I doubled up. I made 2 tracks of that guitar track so it would be fuller. Sometimes it sounds kind of thin. And so a good trick that Mark Edwards taught me was to duplicate the tracks to make them fuller. And you'll see me do that as we go on. But all you do is you right click on the track, you select duplicate settings or something very similar to that, and then you copy the other track and then go to the new track and you paste the track there. You paste the old track into the new track, and then you have double tracks. Apparently I didn't like that one. I guess I messed up again. To get the other guitars in there, all you do is you go, if you have an audio file that you want to import into Logic Pro, you just go to File and Import Audio File. But make sure you make a new track before you do that. Make a new track, select it, and then import the file in. If you try to do it without creating a new track, it'll import it over one of the existing tracks. Also, if you're looking at the interface, you got the M there, which means mute. You got the S, which means single out. Then you have the R, which is record. Now you use the S if you already have a bunch of tracks listed and you want to just hear that particular track, you can just single that one out. And then if you want to mute it, you can mute it as well. That will actually turn off those tracks. And so you use the mute, the M, to turn off the track so you don't hear it. You hit the S to make that track only play, and then you use the R to record. You can also select multiple tracks with a single with the S, and that will make just the tracks you have selected play. And it's very helpful when you're trying to get a mix and you're trying to get each sound to sound better. Okay, here again, I'm going to go ahead and trim it at the end. I'm going to go turn off the R and select the pointer tool by hitting T for the menu. I'm going to, click split playhead and then select that one and delete it. And then I'm going to go hit T again, the letter T on the keyboard, and then I'm going to select the fade tool and again drag the fade. You just put your mouse over the end of the track and you select it and you pull over, and then it draws that little line that represents the fade out. It kind of fades out less, and as it goes on, it fades out more. Okay, and then I'm selecting it, and I'm going and I'm normalizing that track again. Again, never forget that. And then again, you see me save the whole project because you need to do that. You don't want to lose any changes you made. Sometimes you can record some really cool parts, and if you don't save the project, you very, very well lose it. And if you look at it, I'm adjusting the volume. That's the first part, obviously. The first step once you got the recorded tracks down, the first step in mixing a song is adjusting the volume. Make sure the volumes compared to the others are appropriately configured. That's a lot harder said than done. It's really hard to tell sometimes. And so what I'm doing there is I'm adding another guitar track. And you notice even after I just make the track, I then save the whole project. It's like every little thing you do, you want to save the whole project, or you don't want to lose any changes because it's such a hard thing to remember what you forgot, remember what you changed, So once any changes you make, you want to save it as often as you can. So I'm recording another track. Didn't like that take? Doing it again. You'll do that a lot if you're like I am. You'll record tracks over and over again. Okay, so if you look up at the very top of the console there to the right, you'll see that green and yellow bar going up and down. That's your overall volume of the song. And you want to keep that, you don't want it to get red, and you want it to be in the yellow. And so you just want to keep that in mind as you do the mixing of the other tracks. And if you look over to the left, you'll see on the very left, bottom left corner, you'll see the particular track volume, and then next to that you'll see the overall volume of the project. So that's what that is. And if you look up on the left side there, on the left, underneath the leftist volume control, if you look above that, there's effects and amps you can choose, and we'll see that more when we get to the main mixing console when I start mastering it. And so again, you'll see, I'll cut the track, and then I'll use the fade tool to fade it, and then I'll normalize the track. That's kind of what you should be doing. I mean, especially, and that's really what you should be doing in each track anyway, is cutting off the loose ends. If it fades out, applying fade or anything else you're applying to the end, and then you're making sure you're normalizing it. And I know I've said that over and over again, but that's kind of really important. And before you do any of that, you want to save the project. So right after you record the track, you want to save the project as well. All right, there I'm normalizing again, saving, playing. And if you notice, I still have the record selected on that track, which I can be taking off. Not a big deal, really, but start recording something, you hit the red button. That's the way you record, is by hitting that red circle at the top, and that will record into any track you have selected as R. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a part 2 of this video, and show the rest of what I did. And so this is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video and other videos like this, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more. Thanks a lot.